It's time once again for another thrilling episode of Markout Radio. For the next hour, sit back, pull the stick out of your ass, and enjoy. Be warned though, smarks and internet know-it-alls will be offended, annoyed, and generally pissed off at what's about to happen to your ear holes. You've been warned. Now, Markout Radio.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Markout Radio. It's your boy Dark Fox here again with you for episode 75 for February 17, 1997 of the Steinbrenner Entertainment Hall. But you know what? Hold on. All right, before we get into this shit, let's fucking cut it for a second there, producer boy, would you? All right, yeah. Serious boy, Dark Fox for a second here. All right, now listen, before we get into the show, let's briefly talk about FuckTube. YouTube, right. Episode 71 is going to get pulled by YouTube because apparently the WWE doesn't want to compete with my brilliant commentary and the 13 fucking people that viewed that video. Now, I'll probably re-upload it because I'm a dick that way, but I'll have to edit out the midget wrestling segment. So I just... I like the midget wrestling, though. I don't want to get rid of it. But let's be honest here for a moment. Like, the whole reason we're nostalgic about WCW's run is that they didn't actually lose the ratings war. They were poorly managed. They wasted money. They shot themselves in the foot. The WWE won essentially because they survived. For further evidence of how poor WWE's product actually is, take a look at AEW and NXT numbers. For Wednesday nights, AEW is on the same channel as WCW was, and NXT has access to a much larger audience, and yet AEW consistently pulls more viewers. I don't really watch AEW or NXT, but like, that's got to say something when a young upstart company can be on the same channel as the last fucking wrestling company they give you a run for your money and be drawing more fucking viewers than your product that you're just constantly shoving in people's faces. You got the network, you've got your weekly shows, blah, blah, blah. AEW's basically got like, okay, so they got a rich owner, but they basically have like guerrilla marketing on their side. It's like watching an old school wrestling company take on a local indie spot. Whatever. Anyways, the point is that Vince and Linda might say that they're all about the entrepreneurial spirit. Linda going as far as being on fucking Trump's staff as the minister for entrepreneurial, whatever the fuck her stupid title was. But they're perfectly happy to try to hold on to their little fiefdom, even if that means that some asshole who comments on midget wrestling videos gets demonetized and has their videos pulled down. So what's the point? Well, the videos that get demonetized for having glorious. No, or the American Males song. I'm sure that'll get them both banned off there. Those they can't do anything about. And the reason why they can't do anything about it is because I'm actually not using the music in any way that could even possibly be framed as copyright infringement. Less than 30 seconds. I'm commenting on them. I'm commenting about them, commenting about the industry that they're based on. So there's not really much they can do about it except hit them with a copyright notice. YouTube pulls the monetization for a while. I have to patiently explain. I've gotten to the point where I literally have a Word document where I just copy and paste because it happens so often. I'm not even fucking joking. Every show since October, every single one of them, if I have played Glorious or the American Males, they have gotten demonetized by the WWE. And don't say, oh, it's DCMA, blah, blah. It's not. They have fucking staff that troll through YouTube and report people that play anything that they've got a problem with. And by the way, where the fuck do you think that came from? I was jamming in my basement someday. Every fucking show has that in it. Like, and never does that get pinned. Of course, now it's going to get pinged now because I went and fucking stuck it out there all pink and dirty. Anyways, what ends up happening is I have to complained to YouTube that they're falsely claiming copyright on something protected by FCC's fair use policy. WWE are gigantic fucking pussies. They don't reply to it thinking that they're somehow hurting me because the demonetization stays up for a month. But it doesn't hurt me. I get all of that revenue back the second the appeal expires. And there's no way to hold on to that appeal because you got no leg to stand on. Because honestly, all three of those fucking tunes get less than 5 seconds of airtime. And you can't demonetize a whole video for 5 seconds, you fucks. Anyways, apparently though, commenting on midget wrestling was a step too far and YouTube has issued us with an actual strike. The show's intention when a copyright strike comes in is that we're going to continue to fight it, of course. But if YouTube sides with the McMahons like they did this time, then the video is going to get uploaded again and the content has to be edited out. That's the only fucking cure I have for this shit because I don't have the time to spend on this crap every fucking week. I really feel for Matthew and Jay Hunter on times like this. Anyways, I hate that the WWE has this kind of power, but they do. And going forward, the video archive needs to be in a more reliable home. And that's going to have to be our podcast feed. On certain apps, you will see the video that I am currently broadcasting on Twitch that is going to get uploaded to YouTube, but may or may not have to get edited because the WWE are gigantic fucking pussies. So that being said, because Anchor and Twitch actually respect the FCC rules and actually respect DMCA, then I guess that's the place where it's going to have to live without being edited. So if you click on any of the links on our YouTube channel, you follow them and you're wondering why the fuck YouTube's got a hard break on it when I'm doing this live. There should never be a hard break on it. Now you'll know why, because there's going to be a big ugly edit in there like a gigantic third chin, which mine's kind of going away now, which is always good. Anyways, on certain apps, you're going to see the video because our podcasting host, which by the way, they're not paying for this, but Anchor has been really good to us. On certain podcasting apps, you'll be able to see the video. I'm not sure. I really don't know if Spotify is one of those. I don't know if the Apple one is. But if it's available to be streamed in video, it will be streamed in video. It's just like the Joe Rogan thing where if your phone or whatever you're listening to is off, you're not going to see the video, just hear the audio. For podcasting apps that just strictly use audio, don't worry about it because Anchor automatically does that for us. That's right. They automatically do it for us. I fucking love it. Anyways, Twitch videos are only up for a couple of weeks, so you can always catch the live version while we're doing it right now. Or, of course, you can go and watch the replay while the video is up. Fuck Tube. Well, fuck Tube. And the WWE are going to continue to piss me off until they find a way to either ban the channel entirely or bury me in false claims. Either way, I'm not spending any more fucking time trying to figure out how to get FuckTube or WWE to follow or acknowledge federal regulations at this point. Forget it. It doesn't matter, apparently. Federal regulations be damned. We're just going to do this because we want. It's like, what's that doofus's name? David Dobrik, that allegedly was involved, allegedly, in the assault alleged and or rapes alleged of numerous women, and YouTube didn't do fuck all about it and still hasn't until like just this last week. That's FuckTube for you. Oh well, there you go. Anyways, enough of this fourth wall drama. Let's get back to the show. So we are back on Marco Radio Goes Nitro for episode 75 for February 17th, 1997 out of the Steinbrenner Entertainment Hall, Florida State Fairgrounds in Tampa Bay, Florida. Hosted by Tony Schiavone, Larry Zbyszko, Mike Tenay, and Bobby the Brain Heenan. This is the 36th ratings win in a row for Nitro with a 2.9 to Raw's 2.1. Now, before you get too excited, Eric, that Nitro won again. That's almost a full point down from last week. And this is the go home for Super Brawl 7's pay-per-view. So because no effort at all was put forward into booking last week's show, this week's show and your pay-per-view are going to suffer. There were 3,000 in attendance with only half of those people actually paying to be there with a $15,000 gate. Now, if you can add in your head a $15,000 gate and half of the people paying to be there, so 1,500 people times what equals 15,000? All right, I'll put it another way. What is 15,000 divided by 1,500? $10. WCW is dominating the ratings, but selling $10 tickets. I can't go to an indie show without paying $20. And I will grant you that this is fucking a quarter of a century later, but holy shit. Now, to be fair, WCW was actually hired to be there by Steinbrenner, so while the gate is low, they did receive a $25,000 booking fee. No idea what the merch sales were this week, so sorry. In a pre-show dark match, though, Joe Gomez finally beat somebody, but it was Lasertron, otherwise known as Hector Guerrero. Let's have a quick look at that, shall we? Oh, there's Lasertron. Yeah, listen, folks, as you can see if you're watching the video, I am circling my mouse around his Lasertron logo in the middle of his chest. And yes, for those of you that are as old as fuck like me, that is a laser tag target. And that is a laser tag blaster on his hip. That's right. And kids, if you want to know what laser tag is, type in 1985 and laser tag and enjoy that from your buddy. Holy shit. All right. So Hector Guerrero as laser tag, Lasertron. Like, that's a lot better.
All right.
He went on to job out to Joe Gomez, who apparently can't get a win on television anymore. This week's Nitro went overtime by almost half an hour. We kicked things off with the night NWO arriving and strutting into the parking lot, presumably coming in the back entrance because that's what you do when you're cool. Bubba gets nailed from behind, but apparently Tony and Larry can't tell who the only big fat guy in a duster jacket is. And they throw it into the ring for your very first match of the night, not knowing that it's Bubba. So that's awesome. First match of the night is Rey Mysterio Jr. defeating Super Calo in 6 minutes even. I gave that one 3.5 out of 5. No entrance for Calo. Tony tells us that Randy Anderson will take on Nick Patrick to get his job back tonight. Piper is prepping for his match in Alcatraz and will be delivering a promo later. And then we get back into the match with a great reversal of Rey's springboard from the top rope as Calo does a standing drop kick. Rey and he kicks him like right out of the ring, and then he follows that up with some flippy dippy magic outside of the ring. Nice piece of wrestling there. Tony at this point tells us why the Steiners were removed from the match at Super Brawl, which was supposed to be a four corners match. That being that they were in a car accident after last week's show. That's all we find out. They do tease that the NWO and specifically Hall and Nash were involved in some way, shape, or form, but we don't know what that is yet, which is actually kind of clever because it keeps people watching the show, because the outsiders, for good or for ill, have kept people watching the show. Now, when we go back to where Bubba is being carted away in an ambulance in the back for a split second, and then back into the ring where Rey gets a nice corkscrew backsplash on Calo, which leads to the, the go home, I guess you want to call it, for the match. 3.5 out of 5. It was a decent match. After that, Steve Mongo McMichael defeats Hugh Morrus in 4 minutes, 21 seconds. I gave that one 2.5 out of 5. Morrus now has his own entrance music, but still comes out to Dungeon and Doom lighting, which is awesome. This was actually a decent match for Mongo. Hugh Morrus, for all of his shortcomings as a coach, is a very talented wrestler. And there's actually a lot of times here where Mongo almost botches something, but Morrus kind of catches him a little bit and helps him not fuck it all up. There's a solid finish here that doesn't hurt Hugh Morris's run at all. Post-match, Tony and Larry break down Piper's preparation for his match with Hogan. So let's watch a vignette put together by somebody with daddy issues and a piano fetish. My fuck. Who greenlit this shit and what is wrong? Whoever put this promo package together, despite having huge daddy issues, is just holy fuck. Just all kinds of cringe, man. I mean, Jesus. Did daddy leave you? Is that what happened? Holy fuck. It's grainy. It's got that, but daddy left me when he went for smokes bullshit too. Holy fuck. Awful. Just awful. Really, really fucking garbage bullshit. Anyways, after this, you get a Dean Malenko defeating Robbie Brookside to retain the WCW World Cruiserweight Championship. Now, here's the thing. Again, here is Robbie Brookside today. Well, I'm not like, this isn't a live feed, but he actually works at NXT helping them develop their new talent. That being said, he started off as a young buck from Liverpool, which for those of you paying attention at home is also where Regal is legitimately from. So he is in a match here with Dean Malenko. I'm expecting him to get buried. But before all that happens, there is a pre-match promo from our boy Dean that it gave me I had fucking goosebumps. Just total goosebumps because it was, oh man, it was fucking. Okay, it sucked. It was awful. It was an awful fucking promo. Who keeps defending Dean Malenko in our goddamn Twitter feed? Stop it. This promo is the exact thing I'm talking about. He's awful on the microphone. All right, anyways. Robbie Brookside at one point in his career was in a tag team with Doc Dean, who's going to come up later. Robbie Brookside, far from being buried here. This match was actually really fucking good. I gave it 3.5 out of 5, but bear with me because I've said it's really good and then I've given it only 3.5 out of 5. So hold on. There's an explanation, just like everything else in my life. There's a lot of really nice chain wrestling going on here, which makes this short match actually seem much longer. And like I said, was far from a job match for Brookside, who ended up looking fantastic in this match. This match would have scored higher if Malenko hadn't had such a garbage promo at the beginning and then fucked up the submission ending. What was he going for? It looked like at one point he was trying to do his cloverleaf, and then it kind of looked like he was transitioning into an SDF, and then by the end of it, it looked like he was kind of doing a sharpshooter, but without putting his leg through. And then essentially he basically just held on to the guy's ankles and sat down on his ass, and Brookside basically just tapped out because I think even he at that point realized that there was just no pulling the nose up on this shit. It was awful. Now, if you are watching this via video, whether it's in the podcast, you fucktube, or on our boys over there at Twitch, here is the picture of our boy Brookside with who is going to come up later in Doc Dean. Oh, look at how young and innocent they all looked. All right, now we're going to get farther into Doc Dean later on. Basically, though, Brookside actually did have a fairly decent wrestling career. Went on to be a talent scout for the WWE, continues to work heavily with their young talent, developing them for television, and is all around just seems to be a pretty fucking solid guy, even though he loves to rip into new wrestlers who don't fucking get it, which fair enough. As a coach, I get that. Sometimes that's necessary. Hall, Nash, and Six come out at this point with a tape that proves that while they were in the area of the accident with the Steiners, they weren't responsible for that accident. And Kevin goes on to say that all of these acquisitions about him being to blame were not accurate. Less wine before airtime, Kev. It rhymes for you. Fuck sakes, don't drink so much before you go on television, because it's not acquisitions, it's accusations, you fucking mook. After Scott throws the toothpick in Larry's face, there's a bunch of posturing that needlessly burns time. Tony does a good job of covering for it, though, and it does get thrown back in a promo coming out later from Arn. After this, Public Enemy... Oh, Jesus. Johnny Grunge and Rob Flyboy Rocker Rock defeat the amazing French Canadians Jacques Rougeau and Carl Ouellette with Connell Robert Parker in 4 minutes 46 seconds. I gave that one 2 out of 5. The reason it gets 2 out of 5 is basically that it just reminds us that there's a whole wrestling tag team division here. The Faces of Fear and Harlem Heat at ringside to witness the singing of the greatest national anthem ever, except in French. And it was a decent match overall. Nothing memorable. It just, it was there. And the other tag teams were also there. I'm saying that passive aggressively, kind of, but I don't mean it that way. It's the idea here is that the tag team division is not being treated like the redhead stepchild anymore, that they're actually putting some effort into it. It'd be nice if they would put back together the, oh, I can't even say this without it being cringe. It's just, it's really bad. And the Liverpool lads, Robbie Brookside and Doc Dean. That's where that picture came from, by the way. This picture right here is because they're the Liverpool lads. Oh, you can't make this shit up. It's so good. After this, Prince Iaukea defeats Lord Steven Regal to win the WCW World Television Championship in 3 minutes, 32 seconds, 4.5 out of 5. No fucking lie. All right, let's start first, though. Before we get too deep into this, let's start with Michael Haynes III, otherwise known as Prince Iaukea. This guy was getting pushed to the moon. He's legitimately from Hawaii, like Honolulu. Sometimes they book him from Tonga, like, the Tonga, all that fucking happy horse shit. They were pushing this fucking guy to the moon. And this was his first title run as the TV champion. And the first title run period, and it is as the TV championship. Jesus, that came out kind of fucked up. Anyways, he got Rookie of the Year this year in 97 because, again, they pushed him hard. And it's not hard to understand why. He's a good-looking guy. He's got a great physique. He can wrestle. But he just didn't do the wrestling part in this match. He, unfortunately, though, at this point of winning the TV title, he was every bit as over as Glacier was, meaning that the crowd were cheering for him. They didn't understand why, but they were cheering for him. But unlike Glacier, his moveset would actually improve over time, so the cheers would actually be earned. I'm not quite sure that's the right way to put that. Pre-match is a rant promo with Gene and Regal about Regal being a fighting champion, and tonight's match with the Prince. He's already looking past them, though, looking forward to Mysterio at Super Bowl 7. All of this plays into what happens later like fucking gold. Regal works the crowd during this match like a pro. Ray comes out at one point to Regal's taunting from in the ring. And then Iaukea rolls up Regal for a quick 3 count when Ray comes running down to ringside. Then Iaukea celebrates a Teddy Long, Public Enemy, and Eddie Guerrero. We never get to find out why, I guess because they're friends backstage. Thank you, kayfabe. Who needs that? And we get the final seconds of the match during a Valvoline slow-mo replay. Now, post-match, Regal shoves the ref. He gets shoved back, takes a bump, gold. Regal played his part in this perfectly. Even though Iaukea botched more moves than he performed properly, Regal ended up making him look like $1 million, made looking like losing the title was a legitimate thing. It was just fucking gold all the way around. It only loses that half a point because of the fact that Iaukea just couldn't fucking string together more than a move at a time without fucking it all up. Back from break, we kick off hour 2 with the flawless Bubba sneak attack replay action, followed by Randy Anderson defeating Nick Patrick. Listen, I'm going to give this 2.5 out of 5. And here's my rationale for that. It's not supposed to be a wrestling match. It's supposed to be a fucking spot. That's all it's supposed to be. There's no entrance music for anyone. Randy Anderson gets some pyro, because of course he does. Tony gives us their amateur wrestling credentials, which no one cares. These guys are both rocking dad bods. No one gives a shit. Mike today reminds us about fucking Randy Anderson's kids' names. Thank you for that. Jimmy Jett is the referee for this match. He checks both refs, looking for foreign objects, and then very subtly, and by that I mean not subtly at all, but of course it was excellent, just slips Randy Anderson a foreign object, which he uses to win the match and get his job back. However, post-match, Eric comes out to cut a promo. He's seen it all backstage, because of course we all did. Anderson is still out, and Jimmy Jett. After this, Hollywood Hulk Hogan has a t-shirt promo. And then that golden voice bastard Lee Marshall calls in via the 1-800-COLLECT road report line from San Fran, where Super Bowl 7 is going to originate. He'd like everyone to take in a couple of touristy things while you're there, though. The Weaselman's Wharf. And try the new San Francisco treat, Weasel-roni. Now, for you youngins, because my audience is evenly distributed amongst people that are as old as fuck, like me, and young people. For some strange reason, my demographic is also the demographic of wrestling, the 18 to 49s. But somehow my listenership is split even between men and women and people who don't want to be called men or women. So I would like to say to all three of you, thank you for watching. I don't know how to take that, but you're awesome. Now, for you youngins that are in the demographic that have no fucking idea why Weasel Roney got a chuckle, here's why. I'm not sure if this is still a thing because I've been told that it's actually being still sold some places, but there was this thing called Rice-A-Roni. It was like Hamburger Helper, except for rice. And they used to have these commercials with the train cars in San Francisco, and they used to bill Rice-A-Roni as the San Francisco treat. So this was a bit of a deep cut rib for Weasel. Now, 25 years later, at the time, everyone would have gotten this joke. So when you're watching these things back and you're like, why the fuck Weasel Roney? Why is that? Why did Tony and Mike laugh at that? Are they just morons? Yes, obviously, but there's actually a reason that's funny. After this, Chris Benoit and Woman defeat Roadblock in 2.5 minutes. I gave that one 3.5 out of 5. For those of you who don't know what Roadblock looks like and are not rewatching these with these, but for some reason, and I don't understand why, a third of my audience are not rewatching these. They're just listening to this thing go on. This, my friends, is Roadblock. It basically looks like a Weeble Wobble with a fucking goatee. And his tights do say dead end. I've got nothing for you, man. I just got nothing for you. So now, according to Tony, Woman and Jackie are going to get strapped together by a leather strap at ringside instead of actually being in a match against one another. For obvious reasons, because Jackie can't stop herself from jobbing out guys. Can you imagine what she'd do to Nancy? Anyways, Roadblock actually works the crowd well here and sells like a boss for Benoit. This was a surprisingly good match. That's why I got a 3.5 out of 5 when it's basically a job match, because Chris Benoit did a great job of not trying to bury Roadblock, and Roadblock did a very good job of doing the job properly and selling to not only Chris, but the slap from Nancy was fantastic. The way he sold that and then confronted her at ringside. I actually encourage you to watch that match because it was good. Tony throws the 6 after the match for the footage of the accident the Steiners were in that the NWO had nothing to do with. And then the footage left zero doubt that they had caused the accident. Was this another Eric brain fart, or did Sullivan think that this was good? Tony buries it back from the break and correctly points out that it's a fucking criminal act. It's wrestling, it's kayfabe, but if you're trying to blur the lines of reality here, you fucked up, man. I'm sorry. To be fair, though, and fuck me if I'm trying to be fair to Eric and fucking Kevin Sullivan here again. This might shock some of you, and it might disgust some of you as well, especially my more sensitive listeners. Bumping is normal between wrestlers and cars. I wish I was kidding, but I'm not. It's really boring driving city to city. And so wrestlers and the other people that they're driving in cars with will do dumb fucking shit like this even today. And the Steiners being run off the road, that happens a lot, except that when people are being run off the road, usually it's into a ditch and there's not a ramp set up that flips the car over like it's a stunt. So usually what ends up happening is you keep bumping each other until somebody either spins out, pulls the handbrake, or hits the ditch. And then that game is done and you keep going and you leave them in the ditch. And in the winter, you can see how it's a fucked up rib. So anyways, Kevin Sullivan after this in a match with Jackie and Jimmy Hart to decide defeats Doc Dean in 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
0.0.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk a little bit about Doc Dean. And the reason why I'm going to talk about Doc Dean is that some of you need to understand why what they just did to him is bullshit. So before I do that, though, boom, there's Doc Dean. Okay, whatever. He's not the most in-shape wrestler. And the extra ribbon action, I mean, listen, Brookside had that too, so just calm down. And it was fairly listen, you guys cheer for the Ultimate Warriors, so fuck you. You can't get mad at people fucking doing the rockers thing with their shit. Okay, now, before we get into Doc Dean, there's you got to understand that this is another guy from Liverpool, England, and yes, he was in a tag team with Brookside. Again, here they are. Fantastic. Anyways, as the Liverpool lads, which again, awesome. So here's the thing though. Doc Dean got jobbed out real hard here. And he would continue to get jobbed out real hard in the US. And he stayed in WCW, who brought him in at the bequest of William Regal, who brought both of these guys in. You'll see that if you watch Regal or if you watch Brookside's Twitter or their Instagram or whatever, they take pictures together. They're legitimate friends. And they're still to this day friends with Dean. Now, Dean, unfortunately, did not get the kind of treatment that Dean Malenko gave Brookside. Doc Dean got Kevin Sullivan's treatment of a greenhorn, which is basically to fuck him, figuratively and literally. So we are in 1997 right now. By mid-1998, he retires. However, because he's an intelligent guy, what he ended up doing was he ended up starting a plumbing business, I believe. Yes, thank you. A plumbing business in Florida, taking advantage of his green card that he had, his worker's green card, because of course, if you come to America to wrestle, you need a work green card to do so. So he used his green card as a worker, to get his plumbing business off the ground, which was great. And of course, he has since become an American citizen, as Brookside and Regal are. But he quit wrestling because he was disgusted. And here's the thing. When you go from a little pond as a big fish into a big pond as a little fish, and then you get fucked over by the head booker, that's going to sour you on a lot of things. And wrestling, your job, is going to be one of those things that's going to sour on. So let's get back to this match, which is just, I don't even think it's fair to call it that, to be perfectly honest with you. Pre-match has a rant promo with Sullivan, Jackie, and Jimmy Hart, who claims that Sullivan is... That's right. Apparently, Sullivan is such a cuck that Nancy took him away from his community and locked him in an ivory tower across the bay, which, by the way, if you watch the Jeffrey Epstein documentary on Netflix, you will understand what the difference is between Tampa and the actual island, which, whatever, is fine. Anyways, he's such a cuck that he let a woman take him out of there and put him up in an ivory tower where presumably he was not happy. And, of course, both he and Jackie numerous times say that they're... That's right. I'm that old. Fuck you. You got to see the hand motions for MC Hammer's Too Legit to Quit. And listen, I fully understand how fucking cringeworthy that is. And yet, still less than Kevin Sullivan's. Anyways, when dads try to be cool, what can I tell you? Unlike Dean, Malenko, Sullivan, and Jackie do nothing to protect Doc Dean and job him out hard. Just to point it out here, Sullivan is not a champion, has no championship match coming up. There is literally no reason to bury Doc this badly. It's no wonder Doc Dean just fucking left the business when Sullivan fucks you like this. And maybe Sullivan had a problem with Regal bringing his boys in. I don't know. Maybe Sullivan would only respect people that he brings into the business. I don't know. Maybe Sullivan's just an unprofessional fuck. Oh, well, that one's probably a little more accurate. Match after this is Eddie Guerrero defeating Konnan via disqualification to retain the WCW United States Championship belt in 6 minutes, 4 seconds. I gave that one 4 out of 5. Another member of the Dungeon of Doom with new music, and my God, Cholo Heisenberg has gone full Barrio, police sirens, Mexican rap, and Konnan ranting and raving about Viva la Raza, except that Konnan isn't Chicano. He's Cuban. So the whole thing is just a stereotypical work. It's racism, because Cubans aren't Mexicans. So guess what? Ta-da! More 90s bullshit. I was actually half expecting Tatanka to come out at one point and sing. Now, if you're confused, a Chicano or Chicana is a Mexican born in America or that immigrates to America. They came into the public eye in the 1960s during the Civil Rights Movement, since Mexicans who immigrate to America or maintain the culture of their parents as second-generation Americans were often, and frankly still are often, fucked with. Konnan, though, is a Cuban who moved to Mexico to become a wrestler. There's nothing Chicano about him. Ironically enough, though, he's more than happy to bury, bully, and stiff actual Mexicans who try to make it as wrestlers in America. So, viva la raza, my fucking ass. This match itself, though, was pretty good. Nothing really memorable about it, but the end of the match and post-match was where the action was. The Faces of Fear come out to beat down Eddie, leading to his DQ victory. Jericho comes out to help Eddie clear out the dungeon members and keep Eddie healthy for their match at Super Brawl 7. This was a very clever way to promote their match on the Go Home Nitro. I don't know whose idea this was, but credit where credit's due. It was fucking excellent. Full stop. After this, Gene does a rant promo with the Horsemen. They get a nice pop when they come out, and wisely, Gene gives the microphone to Rick first. Arn afterwards cuts a decent promo. Mongo manages to get no reaction after Rick and Arn warm the crowd up for him. Deborah gets a little bit of heat to start, but then loses the crowd entirely. Now here's why. No wrestling fans understand any of those cunty remarks. No guy rates a woman on how she walks in heels. All we care is that she's wearing heels because it makes her calves look hot. That's it. And women that are at wrestling shows already hate beauty pageant Stepford wives, so she lost them before she even tried to get them. Benoit's promo doesn't manage to even get the crowd back, though, and it's delivered with intensity, but it didn't make a whole lot of sense. And he waved off the wrap-up like Kevin Sullivan did. It was just, I don't know, it was meh. It was just really meh. All right. After this, the Giant defeats Top Gun and Johnny Swinger in a 2-on-1 handicap match in 40 seconds.
0.0.
No joke. As a match, it's a fucking 0. If it's a promo, sure, I'll give it 3.5. I'll give it 3 out of 5. Now, Johnny Swinger, and again, if you're in chat, this is going to be a very visual show. You're welcome. Johnny Swinger here, as you can see, has a very impressive upper body and basically has skipped every leg day ever and seems to also have a penchant for using gender benders in his tights because he essentially looks like a Ken doll here. Not that there's anything wrong with that. He is actually still wrestling in Impact Wrestling. Kind of. Off and on. But he's still wrestling today and is a solid wrestler. The fact that he gets jobbed out here sucks, but shit happens. Now, our boy Top Gun here came out in a mask. And as you can see in chat, there's a reason. Whew. This guy's got a face for radio that puts mine to shame. Now, the reason I want to talk about Top Gun for just a couple seconds here is that he was also one of the Cuban assassins. His name is David Sierra. He was also in PNW, The Assassin and the Destroyer. Technically, he is still also wrestling and still looks pretty good for an old dude, but without a mask on. And the reason why I'm bringing him up is just because his finisher, the name of his finisher. Glorious. Oh. No, I won't give it. It is absolutely glorious. It is called the Castro Sleeper. Oh, so good. Yeah, that video is getting fucking demonetized tomorrow. All right, so they get jobbed out hard to the Giant. Like I said, it's not really a match. It's more of a promo. Post-match, after slapping the stars off of Swinger's tights, Giant spray paints Hall and Nash on the backs of Top Gun and Johnny Swinger respectfully. Luger and Gene come down to the ring. Luger has a sealed envelope in his hand that allows him to wrestle as long as he's got some sort of protective thing on his fucking hand. Eric comes out afterwards to rain on their parade, though, and then runs away from the back. A decent segment was had by all. Back from break, we're going live to Alcatraz for Piper's Crazy Man promo, which was actually very good, with some kayfabe breaking mixed in with some work. You know what? The funny thing is, it actually left me wanting to see the match. Right? After this, Chris Jericho defeats Jeff Jarrett in 2 minutes 30 seconds.
0.0.
Yeah, I mean, as a match, it was just garbage. There was a couple of moves, but really, there was not really much of anything except running around and posturing a little bit. I gave it 3 out of 5 as a promo, though. Tony tells us that if Jarrett wins the match, he's going to be in the Horsemen, but yet I don't remember Rick or Arn agreeing to this at any fucking point. And since they are the Horsemen, the whole program just stinks of a guy whose wife stepped out on him and he's looking for an excuse to air those fucking dirty demons out. Could be reaching. Deborah comes out to watch the match, and after a few minutes, Mongo comes out to join her, where he confronts her for coming out to watch Jarrett wrestle, and then waffles Jarrett with the briefcase, hurting Deborah's little feelings and giving Chris Jericho the pinfall victory. After this, Hulk Hogan comes. Excuse me, Hollywood Hogan. My bad.
You are a big mark.
Hogan comes out to do an in-ring promo with Eric, Ted, and Liz. Quick question. It just occurred to me now. If Hogan is so rich and so influential, why are his gloves always in such shitty shape? Anyways, at some point, Sting and Savage come out from the back and stare down Hogan while his promo continues. Sting starts to walk down to the ring, but Macho talks him out of it, and they leave while the NWO music plays out Hogan's promo. Even with Sting and Savage in the promo, this was weak and a weak-ass wait and an otherwise solid show. There were some matches here that were pretty bad. Promos too, and there's still something really forced about the Sullivan Benoit angle. It used to be uncomfortable to watch because of how much shooting was going on, but now it's just like a parody of itself and has shot itself into a work, and no one gives a shit about it. The Piper-Hogan match is being sold basically by Piper with epic promos. The Outsiders and the tag division are coming along really nicely. So despite some of the shitting booking ideas, like providing evidence that you ran someone off the road, the tag division is, as a whole, starting to look really good. I gave this show 3.5 out of 5. Now, we're doing Nitro, and every now and then we'll do specials where we talk about the pay-per-views with guests and things like that. So if you're the host of a podcast and you want to do it, feel free to email me at mlrmarkout@gmail.com. Go check out our boys, of course, at CanadianWrestlingNetwork.ca. Links to all of our things, as well as all the other podcasts and YouTube channels and shit are on there. And let's just talk briefly, though. Here is what the card for Super Bowl 7, the final card, is. Hugh Morrus versus Joe Gomez in a singles match. Ultimo Dragon versus Pat Tanaka in a singles match. Six versus Dean Malenko for the Cruiserweight title. Konnan, La Parca, and Villano 4 versus Juventud, Guerrero, Super Calo, and Ciclope. In a 6-man tag team match, Prince Iaukea versus Rey Mysterio for the WCW World Television Championship. DDP versus Buff Bagwell. In a singles match, Eddie Guerrero versus Chris Jericho for the U.S. title. Public Enemy versus Harlem Heat versus the Faces of Fear in a 3-way dance. Jeff Jarrett versus Steve McMichael in a singles match. Chris Jericho with Woman versus the Taskmaster. Kevin Sullivan with Miss Jacqueline and Jimmy Hart in a San Francisco death match, whatever the fuck that means. Luger and the okay, yeah, I get it. It's a no DQ match. I get it. But it's fucking Kevin Sullivan, so it's got to have a fucking stupid name, all right? Lex Luger and the Giant defeat, spoiler alert. Good Lord. Lex Luger and the Giant versus the Outsiders with 6 for the tag team championships, and Hogan versus Roddy Piper for the world title. Now I'm going to go watch the pay-per-view because I actually was excited to see the matches that I just mentioned, but also that the build to the pay-per-view on this week's episode of Nitro wasn't fucked up. It was actually very good. So go and enjoy that. We'll see you back here next week for another episode of Nitro.
Well, that was an abortion of a show. Should the mood take you, check out markoutradio.com and leave a comment. You can also find links there to our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Stitcher channels. You can even leave a voicemail on our Skype. Just click the links and share them.